Coming up tonight on YCN News, plans are underway in Vernon, Vermont to help the town adjust to economic changes. Brattleboro's Austin School for the Deaf decides to close its 100-year-old residential program. And a house fire claims the life of an 80-year-old Fairfax, Vermont man. For more news, weather, and sports, it's time for YCN, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth Lake Sunapee region, southern Vermont, and Windsor County. News, sports, weather, and all that is happening in our area. The news on YCN, your local view.
Good evening, and welcome to this Monday edition of YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. There's a lot on the minds of Vernon, Vermont residents these days. Nuclear plant Vermont Yankee is closing at the end of the year, and with it, jobs and substantial tax revenue for this southern Vermont town. Plans are underway to help the town adjust to economic changes. One change deals with extending for several years a break on the statewide education property tax that Vernon taxpayers now enjoy, reports the Brattleboro Reformer. That tax break now is 25%. Earlier, starting in the late 1990s, Vernon property owners paid 50% of the state's tax rate, reports the Reformer. Because the nuclear power plant pays a state electric generating tax, residents and businesses benefit through a lower tax rate. So that the tax break doesn't come to a halt in December when Vermont Yankee shuts down, state lawmakers are stepping in to help Vernon adjust. Resident and GOP lawmaker Mike Hebert is filing a bill that would have the 25% tax break remain in place until 2015. The break would gradually reduce until 2018. After that, Vernon residents would pay the same statewide education property tax as other Vermonters. Vernon's request is part of a larger statewide bill dealing with education financing. The Vermont House earlier approved a bill on education financing. Now, state Senate lawmakers are studying the bill. YCN News will follow this bill's development. Changes are also in store for the Brattleboro-based Austin School. This story is sure to tug on some hearts. After 100 years of dedication to serving and educating the hearing impaired, Brattleboro's Austin School for the Deaf has decided to close its residential program. Vermont Public Radio reports that the enrollment had dropped significantly since the 70s and 80s, leaving the school with a great financial struggle. These monetary troubles led to the decision and vote of the trustees to close the program, VPR noted. Today, YCN News spoke with the school's president, Bill Gurney, to discuss some of the public's reactions to the closing and to find out what the school is planning for the future.
That we won't be operating the Williams Center or Austin School next year. Mm-hmm. And I believe there's probably some folks who are angry as well, but because they didn't realize that our financial situation had deteriorated as much as it had. But I think the overwhelming feeling that I'm getting is sadness and a sense of grief that the programs won't be running next year. Mm-hmm. And then the second emotion I'm been registering is concern about where our students will go next year. Our goal is to open in July of 2016 for our academic and residential programs on campus. Okay. And that we believe as we work to develop partnerships with other educational organizations, we'll be able to reopen our programs as well. The majority of our programs will continue to function. Our adult services, our regional consulting program, which serves 600 Vermont students in their home schools, and our infant program will all continue, as well as our audiology department, which is located in our main building, and our Little Arrows preschool.
Though some might see this as a not-so-happy ending for the Austin School, it is clear that the story isn't over. With plans to reopen again in 2 years, the school is certainly setting its sights on a hopeful future. YCN News will continue to keep you updated with this news along the way.
Expert, compassionate care for those who suffer from neurological problems. That's Dr. Lawrence Jenkins' specialty. A board-certified physician at New London Hospital, Dr. Jenkins has over 35 years of experience treating the nervous system. New London Hospital is in your neighborhood, providing primary and specialized services in its state-of-the-art facility. To learn about our services and our compassionate doctors, visit newlondonhospital.org. New London Hospital, your prescription for living well.
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. In other Vermont news, a house fire claimed the life of an 80-year-old Fairfax man Friday afternoon. The fire at the home of Joseph Benoit is deemed accidental, Vermont state investigators say. Benoit attempted to light the home's wood stove with a flammable liquid. He sprayed the liquid into the stove, igniting a blaze that set his clothes on fire. Benoit and his wife Phyllis tried to put out the rapidly spreading fire. Soon the heat and smoke from the fire became too dangerous to stay in the home. Phyllis Benoit was able to escape, yet Joseph could not. Firefighters tried to rescue Joseph but could not. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Turning to New Hampshire news, not every town holds its town meeting in March. New London residents will meet at 7 p.m. Wednesday, May 14th in the town's Outing Club Center. Town officers will also be elected the day before, Tuesday, May 13th. Polls will be open from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Residents will choose between contested and uncontested races for a range of town offices, including the Select Board, Budget Committee, and Town Moderator, respectively. Come and meet the candidates at 7 p.m. Monday, April 28th at Whipple Memorial Town Hall. The League of Women Voters is sponsoring this candidates' night.
At H.R. Clough, we sell, install, tune, and repair home heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil. But there's more to our operation than you see when we visit your home. Come visit ours and see the upgraded, expanded, and environmentally friendly fuel storage facility adjacent to our 24-hour-a-day credit card gas service. And from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., a self-service automatic touchless car wash. H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating Oils. Over 65 years of local ownership and dependable service.
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. Now Matt McDonald will have a look at our weather for the next 5 days, and he'll take a look at some local college sports.
Thanks, Rose. Tomorrow will be sunny with highs in the 60s and lows dropping down to 26 degrees. Wednesday temperatures will drop to bring a high of 41 degrees with lows in the mid-20s. Thursday highs will be in the 50s with a low of 29 degrees. Friday and Saturday we're expecting some rain showers with highs in the 50s and lows in the 30s. Here's a glimpse of the weather from our northeastern and national radar maps. Now let's see what's coming up on our community calendar. Tomorrow night, Warren, New Hampshire will hold its Selectmen's meeting at 6 p.m. in the Town Hall. In Vermont, the Brattleboro Select Board meeting will be held at 6 p.m. tomorrow, and the Woodstock Select Board will meet at 7 p.m. Remember, you can submit local events from your community by sending them to news@ycnnow.com. Now let's turn to regional college sports. Several games happened over the weekend. An exciting UNH women's lacrosse win happened on Saturday. The Wildcats outscored Binghamton 18-5 on their home turf in Durham, New Hampshire. In addition to the Wildcats winning the game, one of the players achieved something great. Laura Puccio made her 100th career goal during the Saturday game. The Dartmouth College women's lacrosse team was caught in a defensive battle on Saturday against Penn State. The Big Green was unable to hold on to the lead and lost 10-6. Even during halftime, Penn State had a 6-1 lead. Dartmouth drops to 5-6 overall. Kobe Sawyer College also suffered a 20-5 loss in their game against Southern University of New York. They scored 14 unanswered goals against Kobe Sawyer during the game. The University of Vermont played 2 lacrosse games this weekend, both in men's and women's. Unfortunately, both teams fell to their opponents. The women's team battled with UMBC but lost the game 12-9. The men's team faced Binghamton. The final score had Binghamton with 9 points and Vermont with 6 points. The Fisher Cats suffered a few tough losses over the weekend, but a nice win on Saturday. On Friday, the Fisher Cats succumbed to Binghamton 0-7. They fell again on Sunday with 0 points to Binghamton's 6. However, on Saturday, the Fisher Cats won 9-4 over Binghamton in a turnaround game. They will face New Britain this week starting tonight. YCN will bring you the results this week.